Hi everybody, how you doing? JW here. Just wanted to reach out. I got some new information on the 589. A lot of questions are coming out about specifics and specific options and sleeper options that are going to be available for the truck. And so I put a nice little PowerPoint presentation together here, and I'm going to go ahead and upload it. Before I do that, I just wanted to let you guys know that I may possibly have some future 389 allocation coming up. I'm not 100% certain. If you in fact are sure that you do need another 389 before the end of the year, please call me, reach out to me, email, text, whatever we need to do to get the process started, because if they do give me allocation, I have a very short window to get those ordered when they give them to me. So we have to get deposits, specs, everything all done, ready to go, watertight, so that we can get your truck order. So with that said, the 589, we're hopeful that we're going to be able to spec and start doing hopeful pre-orders sometime between July and September. We're not really sure where pricing is going to be, but if I were a betting man, I would imagine that they're probably going to be somewhere around what the 389 pricing is, give or take some of the options that you see in here in the video. There is some new stuff that is coming out that I'm pretty darn excited about. Stay tuned for the headlight section, because I think you guys are really going to like the new headlight option that is going to be coming in second or third quarter of next year for these trucks. Additionally, if we can get your 589 orders done early, then it's a high likelihood that you're actually going to have the 2021 EPA engine, and you're not going to be dealing with the new emissions for 2024. And so that's another very key factor that I want you guys to take into consideration. It's going to save money, and you're going to have a proven engine that's going to work. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get into the video, and hope you guys like some of the stuff and the content that we put in here. Feel free to share it with everybody, and we'll talk to you all soon. On this slide, I just wanted to go quickly over it. They're going to be offering 3 different levels of configurations for the 589s: the standard, legendary package, and pride and class. There's also going to be platinum packages, and there's going to be some other options within sleeper configurations and what have you. You'll see that a little bit later. Real quick, as you can see here, the muffler guard has changed. They've actually put some cut ribs in there to match the grill and the air cleaner. And then, as you're going to see in some of the option packages, what they call the bright package, you'll see some notes a little bit later about that. If you see on the cowl panels and some of the options that are down below the door and the sleeper. Additionally, you will also see that the driver's step is going to match the DPF cover step on both the driver's and the passenger side. That may change slightly due to some different configurations, but ultimately it's going to be a little bit more of a symmetrical layout, similar to the 379, but with a bigger box, of course. Okay, so on a little bit more detail on the toolbox. It's styled to match the undercab battery box and DPF. There's a locking door latch and rubber pad that is standard. The cover is outfitted with gas struts for easy open and close. So once you unlatch it, you can just open it up and it will hold itself open. And of course, it's also going to be available in polished or natural aluminum finish. Cover does not need to be removed to gain access. And there's also increased storage capacity. This is the standard configuration. This one in particular, as you saw in some of the videos, is the day cab. Now this has the short hood, which is the 121 BBC. That's from bumper to back of cab. Now, one thing that you'll notice if you look closely on this picture is that the driver's side stack is hooked up. I did look at the unit up close, and there is a Y pipe underneath there that does connect everything. So on the standard model, it does have the body colored fenders. It has a rectangular perforated grill mesh, matches the air cleaners and the exhaust shield. And as you can see on this one has the circular exhaust shield. I'm hopeful that the pipe underneath is stainless all the way up and not galvanized like the prior model was. I didn't get a chance to look at that, so that's one of the questions that I have. And then, of course, the driver's side battery box and steps match the passenger side. Okay, this is the legendary package. Exterior features include polished fenders, a fender skirt and lower hood overlay. This is only on the long hood version. Bright cab sleeper panels and rockers, and that would be the lower panels. And most distinctively, the iconic Peterbilt script emblem. I will have a close-up of that in the next slide. It's pretty cool. So the interior features a script and Spears emblem on the door pad, special seat covers with script emblem on the headrest, and stylized stitching and perforation on the seats, and an emblem on the pull-out dash tray. And you'll see a picture of that later as well. And when I saw this logo in some of the first spy photos that I saw out on Facebook, I thought it looked a little bit cheap, but once you see them up close and you can actually feel them, very, very nice quality, and the historical value of this logo is pretty cool. Okay, so the Pride and Class option is really very similar to what the 389 is. Not much to add here. You might see some small details and finishes that are a little bit different, but ultimately everything is pretty much the same. A little bit more of a close-up of the grille and the crown. Still going to have the standard 3 grille bars. It's got the rectangular cuts in the grille versus the oval. Again, everything, nothing too crazy to see here. There are some differences between the 579 and the 589 door. If you look at the lines of the door on the 589, it will follow the hood lines throughout, where they took that styling feature at the bottom of the door that the 579 has. And the feature lines are definitely a lot flatter. They're trying to keep the styling as traditional as possible. So a lot of comments that I've gotten on this is that those are not 15-inch air cleaners, but it's a little bit deceptive. So if you look where the hood meets the cowl of the truck, you can see that the air cleaner is inset, and that top of the hood actually kind of wraps around the air cleaner. Really nice feature about this is you do not have to rotate the mirror bracket to get your air cleaner access, which is pretty cool. So I think for the upfitters and the guys who like to trim their air cleaners down, there might still be some really cool creative things that you can do with this part of the truck, which will be pretty neat. One thing I'm not sure about is how are we going to put lights on the front of the air cleaner. A little bit more detail about the legendary package. Of course, you have the chromed side emblems, chromed hood side trim accents, polished fenders. This is on the long hood, of course, and then there's the bright skirts that you can see. Platinum interior only. Dash passenger tray badge logo. That's on the pull-out tray. There's another picture of it here a little bit later. And then there's some door trim with a die-cast logo. And you can see the script on the seat. Roof features. Now, they're actually putting specific 589 bullet style LEDs on there now, not the old school incandescent lamps. So it's going to have 5 just like it has in the past. I haven't heard if there's going to be options to have no lights like the 389, or maybe even if they would add more. I'm guessing that it's probably going to be similar to what we have experienced on the 389s. And then this is for the low roof layouts. Now the day cab is actually going to offer a low roof and a mid roof layout, which is going to be pretty cool. So for you taller guys out there, or you'd like to have a little more headspace, but this is the horn configurations. And I would imagine that also we're going to do 0 horn configurations and still have the plumbing for the train horns. And this is the high roof configurations. Headlights, of course, are unchanged from the Peterbilt. They're still going to be incandescent lights. And as you can see here, there is an LED daytime running light in the step guard, which is pretty cool. So stay tuned. I do understand and hear that there might be a really cool option coming in the near future as far as an LED light option that I think that you guys are really going to like. So if you have any questions on that, just give me a call and I can kind of explain a little bit more in detail. So the best I can tell from what I'm learning about the mirrors is this is going to be more or less a crossover between the old school mirrors, the moto mirrors, and the new aero mirrors that a lot of guys have been doing. My understanding is you're going to be able to tilt the glass and it's still going to be heated and everything, but you're still going to have the convex mirrors below with the turn signal option, and you're going to be able to go ahead and mount your CB antennas out on mirror brackets if you wish, or back of sleeper or top of cab. So that is basically it in a nutshell. I'm not sure what other mirror options may be coming, but we will learn as soon as they release it in our specking tool. So this one is the 589 fenders. This is with the short hood. Now, where the hood comes down, if you look at the pictures of the day cab, you do have an aluminum fender, and it's going to meet up. The bottom backside of the fender, I believe, is going to be that new Meton that is used on the 567s and the 579s. So I believe this is the picture of the understructure of that. This one is the quarter fender skirt for the long hood. It's going to have some additional wiring that's in there for the auxiliary side turn lamp. It can be removed just like the other ones. It's going to have a hood guide receptacle on there. And one thing I did notice about the 589 is it seems like where the hood is received in that bracket is much more robust. You can still get, for you heavy haulers out there and guys who are doing vocational applications, get your fender extensions for your big 315, 385, and 4 1/4 front tires. Splash and spray control. This one is, they're going to put a liner up on the inside of the fenders. I think this will help a lot with rock chips that come up from the underside, and it's going to be replaceable. It is going to come with a V-style visor for both the low roof and the mid roof versions. Bumpers are pretty much unchanged. They're going to be identical to the 389. You can get the Texas standard taper, deep taper, and logger style. And then there's another picture of that exhaust. This is a really cool picture right here. Really excited. I can't wait to see this and how some of our upfitters and the creativity you guys are going to have on this one here. But they're actually going to go ahead and put power back behind on the inside of the hood. To my understanding, it's going to be an option so that you can do accent lighting on your hood logos or anything else that you want to put out there. And then the picture in the bottom right hand corner is the cowl tray. It's a catch tray that's kind of under the lip on the back side of the top of the hood, and it will catch more stuff there so as not to impede your HVAC system. This picture is pretty cool. It is a side-by-side picture of the 589 versus 389 dash, and what you're going to see in the difference in the styling, the wood grain, and things like that. So I'll just let that one sit here for a minute. Okay, so regarding interior trim levels, there are two, Premier and Platinum. Trim color options, Alpine Gray and Sandstone. And I think on the Premier you can only do the Alpine Gray, and on the Platinum you can do both. Again, here's the trim features. You saw that in the 389 versus 589 dash. Sleeper features, stitched back wall logo, which is really nice. Fancy wood grain and Peterbilt emblem. Now that's, if we put a window on the back of the sleeper, you will lose that branding right there. So just keep that in mind when we're speccing your truck. Here is the Alpine Gray and what it's going to look like. It's going to have some metal trim in there. And now here is the Sandstone. Now, as you can see in the dash, you can either get 6 gauges or smart navigation. Your choice. And you can see the door panels here. So it says that the Premier packages uses single tone molded panel. Legendary package, deep burl wood contrasting with the bright metal. So it's kind of hard to see the deep burl wood coloring in there. I don't know if it's going to come across well on YouTube or not, but you can see that, and then it's going to have that steel look on the top. Here you can see the pull-out tray. I think that's a nice little touch. I like the logo on the door panel too. That's pretty sweet. So new color, black lower cabinets and trim, stitched back wall logo. I think they're upgrading the headliner just a little bit. I don't think it's going to be the tuck interior like what Kenworth does. There's the Platinum package. Sleeper cabinet door flows from the cab. Black color provides a rich feel while reducing soiling. Soft trim material with horizontal down lines. Molded black wall logo. Cabinet doors with burl wood grain and metal trim strips. Molded platinum bunk front. Okay, so everybody's been asking me what sleepers are going to be offered, and I've been asking it, and I finally got the answer. Number one question is, will we offer a 72 flat top? And I was never given the straight answer until this morning. It will be available in Q3 of 2024. Now, with that said, if you do the configuration in a 58 flat top, if you want one right away, there is actually a fridge option in that specific sleeper that you can get. It's an open top fridge. It's not a, it's a very small fridge, but it is a fridge nonetheless. This slide shows that all sleepers, with exception of the coffin sleeper, aka 44-inch low roof sleeper, are available in Platinum interior and Premier only for the coffin sleeper. And as you can see, one last picture of the sleeper configuration. These things are wide open, lots of space to get out to the driver's compartment. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that presentation. Again, if you have any questions, give me a phone call, 970-518-5520. Of course, you're always welcome to email me at wyattj@rushenterprises.com. I'd love to hear from you. And then, of course, you already know my YouTube channel, but I am working on my Instagram and TikTok exposure. I am at LargeCarJW on both those platforms. So I hope you're all doing well out there, and I look forward to hearing from you all soon. Stay safe, everybody.